And we're live, but not live. We're recorded live in the studio basement.
Yep.
It is the Leaner. How's everyone doing? On the eve of the European Open, how is everybody? You have major goosebumps?
Sure.
For the major? Just sure?
Still,
That's all I get? Sure. Yes.
I mean, it's the strongest Euro Tour, like European Open field we've ever seen. So
yes. And I fucking love the European Open.
Yeah.
Fucking love the European Open.
Plus
love me some
Nokia's.
Beast.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's beautiful out there.
You can't break them. Those old Nokia brick phones. You know what I'm talking about.
I do.
This guy knows what I'm Sure. Wait, so this is technically the first episode of the Leaner, right?
Number one, baby.
This is episode
this is
one.
it?
This is episode 1 of the Leaner. So
Nice.
if you guys were with us before on C1 in the morning, it's much of the same, except for now we're on
Different.
video. You can see us.
And I'm here.
And we have a producer, Travis.
Oh, hey.
There he is. Look at him.
Ah.
There he is.
We don't need enough.
We have a
That's
Travis.
too much of that.
There's a
already.
Travis cam. We should make that grainy and put a thing around it. It says Travis cam.
Please don't. I'm
Like it's
already
a security camera.
Ginger Cam.
Ginger cam.
Ginger
Ooh,
cam.
I like
Whoa,
ginger cam.
That's touchy.
Nah.
Wait till you see the comments.
Oh, I bet.
Wait till this hits Disc Golf Circle Jerks on Reddit.
Oh yeah, they're gonna roast
They're
you
going
hard.
to eat you
Oh
alive.
no, here
They're
we
gonna
go.
eat you alive. You should have seen the comments about his mustache.
Oh man,
Flamed.
Great.
Ruthless.
They didn't even see my side profile
not
yet.
even th, not Ruth.
It was
like ruthless.
It was Ruth's Chris
Hashtag.
Steakhouse.
Hashtag.
Shout
Ruth
out.
Chris.
I've never been there.
Hashtag Matteo.
Do you know the story behind that? Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. I know this is non-disc golf related, but that's okay.
I feel like
Oh.
I've heard it like Matteo say it before, actually.
Oh, really?
Hashtag Ruth Chris. Like that's like one of his fucking like
So it is.
slogans.
It is disc golf related. Perfect.
That
Oh,
definitely is one of his slogans.
So back in the day, there was a steakhouse named Chris's Steakhouse, right?
Right.
And it was pretty popular, but I guess for some reason he was selling the business. Literally, all this happened is a lady named Ruth bought the steakhouse, right? And instead of renaming it, she just named it Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. Like how
That seems
unimaginative.
lazy. Yeah, that seems
But
lazy.
also it sounds kind of gourmet.
Ruth
I've
Chris.
never eaten at one.
I don't even know where there is any.
I have.
And is it?
In
Is it
Chicago.
good? Oh.
Fire.
Chicago has everything.
Yeah, Chicago
Whatever.
does
I don't know.
everything, including a lot of murders. Anyways,
Hey, calm down. I'll be there in like a week and a half.
Chicago?
I gotta go like through it.
Through it, yeah. Get to Ledgestone,
Yeah,
but
baby. Peoria.
Nice.
let's not think about the future of Ledgestone. Let's pull it back to what happened over the weekend before the European Open. Still in Europe.
Yeah. PCS Shula.
PCS.
Not the Shula anymore.
Yeah,
but
it's just PCS Open now.
I like the Shula better.
Did you get to watch most of the coverage, some of the coverage, any of the coverage?
Yes.
Zero. You did, though.
Yes,
I
sir.
did not.
I've seen it post, but it was nice to actually get third round without commentary. Honestly,
I was
was
partying and
relaxing.
living lively at the Faster Horses Country Music Festival, which semi-disc golf related.
Okay.
Not sure who it was, but they had to work for and or be associated with Discraft in some way.
Okay.
This
Shout out to
massive RV that was like in our campground,
Mm-hmm.
big old black RV, just all black with probably a 15-foot Discraft decal down the side.
I wonder
was it
if
Paige Pierce?
No, I was thinking if it was Paige Shue, because I think Ezra gave up the RV to Paige Shue and Grady for the tour.
Don't know, but they were like, I could visibly look at this RV for the entire weekend, and I'm not, put it to you this way, I'm almost certain based off of some of the imagery that was outside of their campsite for a majority of the weekend, that they would not like to be associated with where they were over the weekend. So shout out to whoever it was. That being said, there was like, so they had this like massive hang up sign, right? And it was like just a bunch of women. Like, imagine porn.
Okay.
Like women.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, on their knees. And all it said was stay hydrated.
Oh.
and covering up where the what would be
Yeah.
was a bottle of Dasani,
Nice.
So the person
good
in
advertisement.
the RV had that?
like right in front of the Discraft RV. Like that's the type. Faster Horses brings out the best of the worst of people. That's what I like to call it.
If that was the shoes, I like you guys even more.
Don't know who it was. I didn't get a chance to like
it was Paige Shoe.
stop by, but it was cool to just kind of like see that because they had like big old Discraft signs and stuff at their
Right.
campsite too. So it was definitely cool to see that out there. Disc golf love. I was sitting there throwing the glitch 350 feet through like, I don't know, 7 or 8 different people's campsites, which was kind of fun.
Bring up Paige Shoe's Instagram. See if she mentioned anything about being at Faster
He's on the hunt
Horses.
now. He's on the hunt now.
Well, because I
take no responsibility in this.
in the beginning of the season, right?
Cut it. Not even making the bloopers. Cut it.
What? No, it's fine. We're not cutting shit. This is fine. This is investigative journalism. Anyways, at the beginning of the season, when she announced she signed a Discraft, she did a bunch of interviews, and obviously they have a kid, so like they were wondering how you're getting around for the tour, and Ezra Aderhold gave up the RV for it would be one of the very top posts, like the most recent posts. So
Nothing. All disc golf.
just all disc golf related.
Yeah, all
All
disc
right.
golf related.
My thought was
She
it
has
wouldn't
like
have
a
surprised me if it wasn't somebody that worked for Discraft. Like being based,
Oh,
being
maybe.
based here in Michigan, like
yeah,
That's
it's
true.
right there. you
But
know.
I could start a conspiracy
hour
theory because
drive,
I mean
not
they're
even.
from Emporia, Kansas. Kansas is a country band. This is a country. It's just connecting the dots.
Kansas is not a country
Shut
band.
the fuck up. And just go
Kansas
with
is
it.
not. No,
Carry
absolutely
on,
not. I will not allow
wayward
that sacrilege
Are you
to be
saying
said.
that's not a country song?
What?
The Carry On My Wayward Son?
Absolutely not a country song. Kansas
it's definitely
was
more rock,
like
okay,
an
for sure.
80, like no, not 80.
Would you consider like Leonard Skinner a country band?
That's closer. I think.
I would say
I think
like
Leonard Skinner is closer to Kansas than. I mean, I'm not saying it's Jason Aldean. Freaking,
I think you're gonna get so
I think
much heat on
John
the internet.
Denver-
I don't
is
care. I don't like
but
country
he's
music.
like-
Flame me. I don't
I
care.
don't know.
But no, what I'm saying is
don't like
like
country
pe-
music either.
not
It's
not
terrible.
country music fans. I'm saying you're gonna get heat from like Leonard Skinner fans.
Okay.
They're gonna come at you, bro.
Okay.
All right.
They have
Leonard
enough
Skinner's
problems
all
with
right.
that rebel flag that they fly nowadays.
Yeah, that's touchy.
Yeah, we're not gonna go
Skip
there.
that. Skip
I
that.
didn't-
Skip that. Cut that. Cut
wasn't,
that.
I wasn't. Whatever. Anyways, disc golf happens. Oh gosh, if I didn't even mention anything bad, guys, come on. Anyways, what'd you think of the PCS Sula course? I don't even know the name of it. It's
Yeah.
Finnish. I'm not good with Finnish names. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna try to butcher their language.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But what'd you think of the course?
It was good as far as like there was a lot of technical holes.
Yeah, I mean that's European disc
Like
golf in
you're
general.
it seemed like you're not really bombing, but there's some holes in there that they need some work for sure. But like it was good round. It was good.
What'd you think of how it looked, like with the gates of Valhalla and
Oh,
all like the Nordic theme that was around it?
That was beautiful. The gates of Valhalla. Oh my god,
Dude, for me it looked like one of the most like put together like thematic tournaments that
Yeah,
the disc golf pro tour has ever played on.
I don't know how I feel about the little wall that they put right before they tee off or whatever.
Yeah, but also
I think that's for safety.
Yeah, safety.
Yeah, I know. But
Could you
like,
imagine James Conrad when he like flies off the front of the tee pad? Well,
I don't know how he even gets enough run up on that tee pad, honestly.
well, I think it's only like 230 feet and it's majorly downhill.
Yeah.
It's technically a standstill shot anyway.
yeah, for sure.
It's like a jump putt.
Yeah. Or like a little
Yeah.
little flick forehand.
That's how Garrett Gerthy was promoting his Sonics. I seen.
Oh really?
Yeah, he's like he threw one through the gates of Valhalla, and he's like, buy a Sonic.
He's like, double G craft jerky, get yours today.
For sure. As much as I'm not an Innova fan, I have thought about buying a Sonic. Honestly,
What was the new disc that Innova put out? The Alien? It was like a Sonic. Look it up. It was like a Sonic top and then like another, like a different disc bottom. But it looked
I think I vaguely remember what you're talking about.
insane, the Alien.
Discmania has been dropping too much fire for me to keep up.
Discmania and
The
MVP been
pre-release.
dropping too many releases
That
for me to.
looks,
Oh yeah, pull that up.
that looks spicy. I like that.
Does it state in like the
Sold out.
description? It's it's a pre-release.
Yeah, it's
Does it
pre-released.
state in the description what? It's like it's like
It's
a
a
hybrid of two different discs. I know that much.
Is it a putter approach disc, a mid-range? Whatever you use it for, it's out of this
Yes.
world.
Yes.
So it's like, what is it? Who
Yeah.
knows?
Oh, we don't know.
Yeah.
We need disclosure, Interva.
For sure. It's just a regular frisbee. Oh,
Yeah, it's like a
yeah,
Sonic
I
top
like
and
that
like
a lot.
an odd bottom. I'm curious how that fly. I wonder if that was Innova's like answer to the glitch, like a slow, glidey, straight throwing putter.
Look at that! Look at that profile there. Kind of interesting looking.
They can try and try and try.
And try.
Interesting.
Mama tried. Anyways,
Simon left a lot of money
yeah, that's true.
based on a good percentage from just time and time again from coming out, and between the glitch and the hex.
Yeah.
Like he will
He's caked up.
he will outwardly say the hex is the greatest disc ever invented.
Oh,
His opinion, of
Yeah.
course. But I'm saying like that's big words coming from somebody who
I haven't thrown a hex
He
too
gets
many
paid by
times.
a company that tells him to say that.
Yeah. I also know that, but you throw the hex.
I do.
What do you think of it compared to a buzz? Because it's just a stable mid range, isn't it?
Yeah, like
Stable in the true
straight
sense
flying,
of- yeah.
straight flying mid range. They beat in, they come like a little flippy, turn over a little bit.
Yeah.
I would say glidier than a buzz.
Okay. Yeah. Buzzes, you gotta have to. get
Glidier
behind.
than a buzz. And I would say the biggest thing that I've enjoyed is the variation of plastic.
Mm.
They all do something a little bit different. So like the glow one I throw is a little bit more stable than the
Like
the
neutron or whatever.
Yeah, fission or neutron or something like that. So yeah, I love the hex. I wouldn't call it like the greatest disc ever in my opinion, but
What is the greatest discovery in your opinion? That's a good question.
that
What about
is-
you, Travis?
That is a good
Let-
question.
Should we go around and see what our
Yeah,
greatest disc ever is?
That was. You took me off guard.
Yeah.
On that one.
Well,
yeah.
I asked the hard hitting questions.
Yeah. I don't want there to be a bunch of dead air though. So like,
So.
right?
somebody else go if they have it.
Yeah. I mean, do you got something in mind?
It's the buzz.
It's the buzz.
Yeah.
For you?
Because like it's
haven't
kind of the
found
same.
best way to throw a buzz yet.
Oh, I have.
Like,
I love the buzz. I throw it all the time.
all the time. For
all
sure.
the time.
Got different variations.
I
and
do.
everything.
Like that dyed Z buzz that I bought from you the other day. Such good like little flip up, also a little bit of turn if you throw it flat. But then I have that Nate Doss TI buzz. There's no turn to that. You just throw it flat, it gets some finish. It's so good. It handles torque really well, which it's hard to find a really stable, like truly stable mid range that handles a bunch of torque, in my opinion.
I play with the Vulture a lot.
You do play with a Vulture a lot. I
But
do love a Vulture though.
I think a Zone is also that has to be like those are two discs that I have to have in my bag.
Right, yeah.
I think it has to be the Zone because I come into more situations where I'm probably gonna have to use a Zone rather than a Vulture, but
Right.
both essentially give me the same shot. You know, if I throw them the right way.
Right, yeah.
But
You're going to have a hard time because you like
all of it.
everything.
Yeah.
Not everything,
Not the
but
superior plastic, but
you throw very many different companies.
MVP is quite the superior plastic, but my greatest disc ever isn't even MVP. It's not even Discmania.
I think the superior plastic we all know is Castoplast. They have great plastic.
What do
The
you
one thing
mean?
with me, and
Their plastic is
I might
amazing.
just get shredded by Casta fans, but the thing for me in my experience, because you know I have Casta in my bag,
Yeah.
their plastic is so inconsistent. Like I can't go buy 2 or 3 of the same disc.
Yeah.
we talking about
expect-
Prodigy? Sorry.
I think that's. We'll let the disc golf world decide that one.
Yeah. But I mean, as far as feel though, Castoplast has
feel.
the best feeling
Great
plastic.
feel.
It's amazing.
I would have to say the Felon. It is such
felon?
a
What?
great, yes, the felon. It is
I was not expecting.
Yeah,
that.
that was
and I had to
left
sit there
field.
and think about it. And the more and more I thought about it, I said, what disc, like if I had to be stuck throwing, like if I could choose, be stuck throwing 3 discs for the rest of my life, right?
Right.
And for my 9-speed slot, like distance driver or whatever, I would choose the felon because I can throw it forehand and I can throw it backhand. They beat in beautifully to the point where like there are straight flying felons because they beat in so nice. Like,
So what are your other two? That's
if I had
like,
to pick
what-
the other
if
two,
you had to pick
if I had to
three.
pick 3
Ooh,
discs,
so
that's a good
If
conversation.
you had like a 3 disc, like these are your 3 discs, you can only bag
Forever.
these,
Forever.
and it's just 3, not like 3 separate molds. It's
Yeah.
well, like where you could be like, oh, I want. Well, what is it? So it's like, say if I chose the Raptor, I'm not going to. Could I have 7
An
Raptors in
SS
my
or-
bag in like various states of wear, or are we just talking
Yeah.
about straight out the box 3 discs?
I would,
Let's call it straight out the box.
yeah, let's
Okay.
say. Yeah,
Three
that'd be
discs.
easier.
And that's
All right.
why the felon for me is probably going to fit that distance driver, fairway driver slot
Mm-hmm.
because I can put a move on it both ways, like comfortably. Good flex line backhands, good forehand rippers. And then they beat in nice to where they get like straight. So
I would say, obviously, the Buzz for my mid-range slot. Oh, man, I don't know. Banger GT because I need a putter and I love Banger GTs. I went back to putting with Banger GTs recently. They're so good. They're so good.
I do like that groove. That's kind of why I want that Sonic, but
Right.
it's that, even though I put with a Luna, so I don't even use the
You
groove.
just put with bricks.
Yeah, it happens.
They're bricky.
I just throw it in there, bricky Wysocki.
See, I don't throw too many distance drivers. I throw a lot more fairways.
and that's why I chose like a 9-speed. If I was
Yeah.
going to go because I don't want to go much higher than that.
But so I don't. The only 9 speeds I throw is a Raptor and an Undertaker, the overstable kind of slightly more understable side. But I've experienced Undertakers that are crazy stable and crazy understable. So like I would never call an Undertaker one of my favorite discs. It's because of the inconsistency. That's a friggin' hard question, dude.
You see what he just
honestly,
said there? You see what he just said there about your so-called superior plastic?
It is superior plastic, though.
The inconsistency.
passion.
I was gonna say
That's a good one.
that's a good one.
The passion's
See-
such a good because like you could even, it's kind of like a Buzz. It's like a fast Buzz. It'll hold a line that you put it on. So if you throw
Yeah.
it flat,
I also haven't
get some
beat it
turn.
into a point to where we're going right out the box though. So
yeah,
passion right out the box is
thought,
great.
like I feel so disturbed and hateful in myself that like now I have found the disc that is not the felon that for sure would replace the felon.
oh.
So I have my 3 like off rip.
All right, go ahead.
I'm replacing the felon with the FD. The FD is such a great utility disc, both forehand and
The
backhand.
FD is a 10-speed,
No, it's a 7-speed.
7-speed.
Yes.
that's like a stalker.
7601.
Ooh, 6. So it's glidey.
Mad glidey, and like I can forehand and backhand that disc beautifully. So I would go
Okay.
FD, MD1.
MD. We just going all Discmania.
No, I'm not.
Anode.
And a watt.
A watt.
Because a watt I can throw and I can putt with it.
Yeah, which I did yours yesterday. I threw his, and it's. We'll go on about the watt. I want to get your 3 first before I go out on a tangent.
Well, I already named 2 of mine. Like even though I love the Crank SS, it's something I rely on constantly.
Mhm.
Especially with my forehand. I gotta say that Vulture has got to be up there in my driver.
Slot.
Yeah, and then I probably have to go with the Stalker because I gotta fill that.
Yeah, the slower speed.
Yeah.
But
But
I
then you can also putt with
You-
the zone, so that's pretty close to a putter. I don't care what you guys say.
The watt for me in my 3 discs fills such a mass
it does.
chunk of like
Real
from
estate.
putting putter, like all the way to like stable mid-range slot almost.
See,
like
that's
I
kinda
can
why
throw that thing 270 feet on a straight
Bro.
line.
See, that's what I like about especially like when you really beat in a or a zone. It's like you can really get that on a straight line. You know, you can kind of hope for a little bit of fade to it, but I don't know. You can. The zone is like I already play with I already putt with a Luna, so I might as well throw a brick of a
Yeah,
zone
right.
anyway. So who cares?
So
Lunas are not as stable as most people make them. out to
well,
Yeah,
when putting,
if I'm trying
they're
to,
pretty stable.
if I'm trying to
Fresh out
drive
the
it,
box,
be. No.
we putt with different styles.
yeah, clearly.
The rubber blend, yes.
Yeah.
Rubber blend Lunars the most stable.
Oh yeah,
If we're talking like an ESP,
No, no,
like
like
a
tour
Z.
series. Yeah,
yeah,
no.
yeah,
Going
it's
right.
So
Z's.
flippy.
Yeah.
going right, she gone.
Yeah. But anyways, back to the watt. Because
That like that might be the best disc of all time. to me.
so I've
Like, it's so hard. There's so many, dude.
I've like not famously, but I've talked shit about MVP molds in the past because every time I got an overmold, it never flew the way it says it's supposed to fly. And I know like even these MVP fans, what are they called?
I don't know.
Gyronauts.
Gyronauts.
Gyro knots. Of course they.
They'll be like, well, yeah, you got to get it in this plastic or it's got to be this weight. You got to throw it, you know, you got to throw a 165 for it. Like it used to be like really all over the place. And I was like, I don't care. I don't care. But the watt. I've always had issues finding throwing putters because like I power grip them. So I put a lot of snap and they tend to turn over. That thing held every ounce of my torque. And it never even wanted to like flip or turn.
Or just pushes, keeps
It
going
just,
forward.
I threw it on a little bit of hyzer and it just stayed on that hyzer angle, but pushed dead straight forward and then landed. And I was like, I went out, I bought one today. It comes in a few days. I bought one.
Threw it once,
I
bought
guess
it.
that's the only thing I have that's a complaint about Discraft is that I have a hard time throwing their putters without turning them over. It's like it doesn't matter. I can try to find something
Challenger
super
OS.
beefy.
Chally OS.
Yeah.
Chally OS, in my opinion, is one of the most overstable putters I have ever thrown in my life.
I throw a Berg right now just because it's a 1-speed and it handles torque, but
I throw an
I can't
Envy.
throw it far.
I throw an Envy for my overstable throwing putter, and then that watt kind of fits like that neutral.
Yeah, I'm curious about throwing that watt soft. If I can get it to
It gives you like a
push that way. Like I know this is only going to apply to us, maybe like one other person watching, but hole 6 at Kenwood, where I usually throw a zone backhand.
Yeah.
Are you trying to figure out which one hole
Yeah.
6 is?
Yeah.
Yeah. Instead of throwing a zone, I wonder if I could just power down on a watt and let that understability push it towards the basket instead of the overstability having to go high and dump down.
You'd have to be real soft.
Yeah, I'm just curious. I'm going to try it.
Just do a little forehand Annie.
Oh, speaking of
Yeah.
Oh,
Travis.
tell me I didn't successfully do that one time.
You
on
did.
6.
Yeah.
I mean,
I was
it's-
like,
it's a
dude, I'm going
good
to try
play.
it. I'm going to
It's-
try it. And I, sure enough, I was like, and it just,
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's bread and butter.
yesterday after you left on 18,
Uh-huh.
I was like, I probably unloaded my whole bag at this point.
As
I'm
you
like,
do.
All right, cool. I'm gonna do something dumb. So I grabbed
Still have all your discs?
yeah, oh yeah. I grabbed my
I would have lost
splice,
2 of them.
my splice, and I just literally threw the most like choppy.
Just
Like-
almost overhand.
It was like a full overhand off this direction, dude. And I shit you not, I was 15 from the basket.
Nice.
On what?
18.
18. I just like
Nice.
chopped a big forehand with like the most overstable disc in my bag, and it just went.
Yeah, sometimes I try to do that with my nuke. I just like get it down there and then hope,
I was
just
throwing
pray
a
I get past
splice.
those. If I get past those guardian trees, that's what I'm hoping for.
So, Travis, I found the most fun disc in the world the other day,
The what?
besides the watt. I was at an establishment. I won't name them because why? They're not paying us. And I saw a Hades, right? I love me a Hades. It's a fun disc. Anyways, I look at it. It's a yellow. It's just a whatever color. I turn it over. It's 156 grams.
What?
Yeah. So I took it out yesterday, and I was just kind of like, ooh, put this right here.
Calm down now. Calm down now.
Just kind of smoothing at like maybe 50% and watching it want to turn over. It's so fun. It's kind of like it's effortless distance. You just kind of like turn, and it's just like, it's so fun.
That does seem.
Anyways,
Yeah. It's like Fission. You should check out Fission Plastic.
Do you remember Blizzard Plastic?
Yes, it's the same thing.
It's literally the same thing. Yeah.
It's the exact same thing, but
Overmolded.
Right. So that's where it comes in, is like the plastic center part, the actual plastic
Is
part
insanely light.
is micro bubbled,
Yeah.
like Blizzard was.
Is Blizzard the same disc that you got for your bachelor party?
No, those are lightning.
Oh. Okay.
Wait, bachelor party. What?
Yeah.
The ones that was
for
going to
your
die.
wedding or whatever that you gave to your groomsmen, they had your
Yeah, those were lightning discs.
lightning.
Innova made Blizzard plastic, which was like crazy lightweight plastic.
Yeah, it's micro bubbles. So basically, there were like little tiny air bubbles throughout the plastic, which made it like half, 20 grams lighter.
More, dude. Like I had a Blizzard katana that was 147 grams.
So Fission Plastic is the same concept, where the center plastic is micro bubbled, so it's way lighter in the center, but the overmold is the same as it normally is, so it puts all of the weight
on the outside.
On the outside, so it flies flight-wise identical or very similar to the full weight counterpart,
Right.
but it's just super lightweight. So like even really considering it for the course I'm playing this weekend, which is basically on a golf course,
Right.
Taking my
Still
Fission
wanna play
Octane,
that.
a 13-speed distance driver, dude, at 145 grams.
As long as the wind's not up.
Where are you
You're
playing this
golden.
weekend?
Sandbagger Classic.
Sandbagger Classic, baby.
Beautiful.
Mistwood Golf Course in Lake Ann.
Yep.
Nice.
Gonna drive in a golf cart.
Yeah.
For
I'm gonna drive in a golf court
for 2 rounds worth of disc golf, non-rated, non-sanctioned
Yeah.
event. Beer carts and food and kind of just hanging out, having a good time. But it's I think 1 round of worst shot and 1 round of best shot
So you've got to really hope you guys just park it on
Damn,
worst
that's
every time.
That already filled up. That sounds like a fun event.
Dude. If it's not, do you want to be my partner? Because I
Sure.
couldn't find a partner. It's what, 60 a person?
Might be
I
less.
could probably
Might
swing
be like
that.
40
yeah.
bucks a person.
I've got things going on, but I might be able to swing that.
Yeah. You just get to drive around on a golf court and, and like,
Can I bring my one wheel?
ooh,
Ooh.
I don't know.
I doubt it.
Yeah, I doubt it. But very rarely do I get to just unload in open air. So like,
If we're doing worse shots, we're gonna suck.
oh yeah. Well, we could probably get par depending.
I mean, at least you got the backhand and I got
Okay,
the
no, it's-
forehand. So
Yeah.
Round 1 is best disc.
Okay, which is basically best shot.
Well, no, round 2 is best shot.
What's best disc?
I'm just gonna carry on my vulture the whole time.
This is. I think this is the best disc. No, I think this is the best.
There's a description. Best disc.
Okay.
Each player on the team throws from their own lie throughout. Basically, you're each
the
playing
best
your.
score from each player.
You just choose whoever got the better score, and
Well,
that's
that
what you
makes
write
sense.
down.
Dude, even better then, because then we also have best shot after that.
Correct.
Nice.
The only bad thing is they are all the way full.
Ooh,
All 72
damn. Sorry.
participants.
Well, I know Greg. Maybe he'll let me in. I don't know Greg
Hey,
that
man.
well, actually.
I talked to him once.
I talked to him a few times, maybe.
Then,
Shout out to Greg.
Shout out to Greg.
The Bucksnort Scramble, which is
the one-
November.
There's a one that they're playing in the old asylum, inside the old asylum.
Yeah, they
In
did
like
that.
I
October.
heard about
Yeah,
that, dude.
that
I
was-
want to be in. I want to play that.
Yeah.
Sign me up, Greg, or
Yeah.
whatever. I don't know how this works.
Sign me up.
Sign me up, Greg.
But no, dude. Yeah, the Buck Snort Scramble is a triples, which is kind of sick.
That'd be cool. But is it just best shot triples, 2 rounds?
No,
This only applies to a few people, but that's okay. We only have a few people watching.
Shout out to them.
Shout out you, Greg.
And probably
it
JMO.
does not say.
Oh, JMO. Shout out JMO.
Dude, shout out JMO. Hopefully he is alive. That dude went so hard over the weekend at Faster Horses.
I have never seen JMO go hard.
JMO went hard. Let's just say there was half a fifth less by the time day one was over. And not a single other person than JMO drank it.
I would have
Of
gone
what?
home after day 1 if that was the case.
Crystal Palace.
He looked like when he was trying to get into his tent, he looked like he was just caught in the Matrix. Like he was like
Been there.
he was like trying to he kept like trying to move the tent out of his way, but he like wasn't near the door of the tent. Yeah, it was. I thought eventually he was just gonna crawl underneath it, and I would find him there tomorrow. But, yeah,
That's hilarious.
it was a good time.
I keep hitting the mic. I'm sorry, guys.
Trash.
Trash. I'm a trash broadcaster. Well, that's why I do my own. Because nobody will hire me. Anyways, whatever. PCS2 looked great. Paul Macbeth won.
Yeah.
Went McBeast, 13 down, final round.
President's Cup came in clutch. McBeast. I mean, it came down to him needing to win the last hole for the USA to win it. So
Speaking of, do you want to bring up the results? Want to show the people the results of the President's Cup? The most prestigious.
I could probably do
It's
that.
basically the Olympics for disc golfers competing against one other country.
One other. Well, I mean,
Well,
it's
a few
Europe.
other
That's a
countries,
lot.
but yeah.
That's
One other
a
continent.
handful of company. Yeah, a handful of countries.
2
The
points.
whole.
Notable,
Whole
someone
continent.
notably missing, Simon Lizotte.
He is not playing any portion of
Oh,
the
yeah.
European part
Yeah.
of the Disc Golf Pro Tour this year.
You also know who's missing? Nico LaCastro for obvious reasons.
Correct. I don't think this is not
How
like
long is he like
confirmed.
banned from Europe?
Oh, he can. I don't know if he's banned from
That was
Europe
my
at
question.
all.
Is like I don't know if I don't know if he's allowed to play at that event.
Yeah, I don't. I think UC was just like, yeah, dude, bad PR.
Yeah, like
And well, never mind. I won't go there. Anyways,
treading the fine line today.
yeah,
Why not? We got 3 people.
we got
Who
we got
cares?
Greg and JMO.
Eli watches too.
Hey Eli,
Hey,
Or
shout out
listens.
to
Hey, Eli.
Eli.
Turd Ferguson on UDisc. Look him up.
Look him up. Yeah, but I mean,
One of my rivals apparently. He
it's-
told me that at the one last night at Leeds.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He was like,
whoa! I thought. Wait. He messaged me when I was like, "Oh yeah, my elbow's kind of messed up. I should probably take some time off." And he's like, "You better be at leagues because you're the guy that I'm trying to compete against." I say, "All right, dude. Screw my elbow."
Wait. He said that to you guys?
Yeah.
So he messaged me. He's like,
Oh, okay.
dude, you're so good looking. I can't believe that you're such a good disc golfer too. That's crazy. LOL. I don't know. I was completely unprovoked.
no, I don't think it was like a rivalry thing. It was just because I had beat him by 1 stroke the week before.
Right.
And he was mad, a little bit salty.
If I wouldn't have missed 1 week of leagues, I would have crushed Eli.
Why aren't you coming out to $5 cash leagues, dude?
Yeah, dude.
There's no obligation to come like back-to-back
Listen,
weeks.
I got a lot of stuff going on, man.
You're telling me,
I'm a
dude.
busy dude.
I'm a businessman.
I'm expecting a newborn child. I
Yeah.
leave for a 6-hour trip in a week and a half. And we do this podcast. And I run leagues.
Sometimes.
And I run
we're here
leagues.
now.
And I've been trying to get all this stuff together for this after-school program with CAPS, which is a pain in the butt. So
I just work.
I do that too.
That's
I
it.
work a full-time job too, dude. I work
That's it.
40-plus hours a week too.
I worked
I mean-
14 hours on Monday, dude.
I won.
I'm so
wheel,
glad we didn't
and
do the
that takes up
podcast.
a lot of my time.
What's that?
I said I one wheel, and that takes up a lot of my time. If I'm not one wheeling, I'm disc golfing.
If I'm not one wheeling, I'm two wheeling.
Right,
And I
but
don't
the
like
thing
it.
is
My
you need to be.
girlfriend- my
You need
girlfriend
to.
is pissed. She's not happy. I'm sure.
He was riding his one wheel here. Like I'd turn the corner. And I'm like, hey, there's Travis, and I pulled up next to him. And I was like, sweet wheels, wheel.
Sweet.
Get in my trunk.
Hop in.
Yeah, I don't even know what we're at with time right now. We're just going.
I think we're coming up close.
I
Somewhere
think
in
so.
there,
We need to
actually.
start making predictions for the European Open.
We're 35 minutes in.
Oh, only 35 minutes?
that's
This is
not
going
bad.
quick. We're saying a lot of things. And
We also
now,
don't have to
dead
wait.
silence.
Yeah. That's what so European Open.
The Beast, Nokia, Finland.
Did you guys want to talk about the President's Cup?
It's fine. USA won. We always win.
I mean
11 years straight, dude.
I
It
gotta
came
look
close
here.
a couple times. There was like probably 4 or 5 different 2-point swings through the entire back 9 of that second round that made it real interesting. Like we were behind by 3 points at one time. We were ahead by 2 points. We were behind by 3 points. We were ahead by 3 points. It just kept bouncing back and forth. So
I will say that we would have led by a larger margin.
Larger margin.
Yeah,
I like
I
that.
can't believe it's not margarine. If it wasn't for, and this is no slight, but our FBO players, because they had them going up against Kristen Tatar, number 1 in the world, and I think Henna Blomroos.
Yep.
And they dominated.
Yeah.
They dominated our FBO players. So it was really up to the MPO to do all the heavy lifting in that department.
And you can say what you want over there, Travis, but the squad of Eagle McMahon, Paul Macbeth,
I like how
Ricky Wysocki.
if you're telling me that Discraft isn't superior plastic, how come both FPO players are Discraft?
They
me
got
that.
smacked by 2 non-Discraft players.
They did.
I mean,
They got smacked
They
around
got
by an Innova
smacked
and a last
around
54
for
player.
2
Car's
full
still
rounds,
fucking
bro.
Great. I don't know. She's great. She could throw any plastic and it would go in.
Kristen
My
Tatar,
point to all the viewers and listeners, thank you, Travis.
I'm just saying.
Slapped
like,
up.
Out of the rest of the FPO that could be in America.
There was only one Discraft on the male FPO side for USA.
Paul.
That's
it. Which one more do you need?
No,
Is
there's Chris Dickerson.
Dickerson
Oh,
was
true.
there?
Yeah, he was.
Oh, okay.
He was. He was on the squad.
Did he win his match? Because he's
Nope.
not been playing well lately.
Nope, he didn't.
I'll say it. Come at
didn't.
me. I don't care. I'm not gonna say I'm better than you, Chris Dickerson.
Ricky
I'm saying he's not
Wysocki.
playing well lately.
Dynamic, Calvin Heinberg, Anova,
Yep.
Eagle McMahon.
You got it. Discmania.
Thank you.
Good job.
And then Nate Sexton, who's the captain.
But he didn't play.
I know. He's the captain, though.
Anova. Anova OG forever.
It's Innova, please.
Yeah. Isaac's.
Innova.
It just reminded me of like Harry Potter.
That's exactly what I was going for.
It's not Innova. It's Innova. Stupid.
Make a shirt with a wand with a frisbee coming out of it.
Ooh,
that
that'd be
says that.
good. Yeah. Wingardium Leviosa.
No, terrible.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. I
you
tried.
Killed it. You killed it.
Yep.
idea
And the
died
bit
right
is
then.
gone.
Cut it. Cut it. Not even making the blooper reel. Cut
We don't edit. It
ways to
takes too
come
much time.
Yep, we just cut it and start over.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
stop recording. We got another 45 minutes to do.
So
European
Eagle
Open.
McMahon looked real good.
I didn't get to watch the President's Cup because I was
Yeah.
Eagle McMahon looked good. He
at my
looked
place of
healthy.
employment.
But he is not throwing any version of a forehand anymore. And I know
Ooh, I
like,
don't
prior
blame
to
him.
him like backing away again, he had like a small little one he was working with a little bit.
Yeah.
I
Nope,
mean,
not
I've
even
seen
a
him
little
throw a forehand on hole 1 of the first round of PCS, and it was bad.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
bad.
He
I was
just
like,
doesn't
"Ugh."
have the shoulder strength
Yeah,
to do it
it's-
anymore.
I mean, neither. Eagle, don't worry.
But see, from that video I sent you earlier, though,
Oh, yeah.
I think that, and that's kind of my point on why I wanted to bring that up and talk about it, is I think that's where Eagle McMahon is in his career now. He's playing for longevity. He's not playing for showmanship.
Well,
He's not playing for, like, he's trying to win the war. He's not trying to win
the battle.
each battle.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's where
And that, yeah.
Simon was a year and a half ago. Paul Macbeth has been for the last year or two.
I mean,
Like, hey,
Paul won European Open with a broken freaking back.
right. And his,
Kurt Angle?
but his,
Thank you.
I like his purpose and how he was trying to put the perspective. It's like, if I can go out there and throw a roller and get 550 feet,
I'd
and
rather
make it
do
so
that
I
than
don't
throw
throw my back.
90%.
Exactly. I'm not going to go. Why would I go try to hurt myself?
Yeah. Right.
I'm trying to play another
Eagle's
15
so
years.
young, though. He's so young.
22, 23.
So
That's
young.
young as shit.
Yeah, that's true. It's true.
But I
But he's
mean,
also been playing.
since he was
Yeah.
for
If you
such
if
a
you
long
took the
time.
chunks
A
of time,
fetus.
like remove Paul Macbeth,
yeah,
you chunked like the chunks of time he's been playing compared to somebody like
somebody
Ben Calloway. Just that was the first name that
yeah,
came to my
okay.
mind.
What about
In my
Matty O?
brain,
Shout out to Matty O.
bro, Matty O's been in the game.
OG.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's Matty OG now.
Hashtag Ruth Chris. Hashtag Saban says.
Yeah, I don't know Alabama
You
stuff.
ever see the Justin Timberlake hashtag bit?
I have,
SNL?
yeah. I have. No, but yeah, he's been playing for a long ass time, and he's been bombing forehands 100% for a long ass time.
Unnaturally, some would say.
But it sucks that he blew out his shoulder, not even doing anything that was like quote unquote worth it. It was for a Jomez thing, and he was trying a 360 forehand, and that's how he blew out his shoulder.
That'll do it.
But it wasn't. It's not like
Damn.
It's not like, oh man, I was whatever tied going into hole 18 of Worlds, and it's a really hard par 4. But if I throw this really awesome forehand, I could eagle and then secure my spot. It was nothing like that.
But
It
at
was
least
like
it was for like
extra.
content, though, right?
Yeah, but it was
It's like-
extracurricular stuff.
It's not like, well, I was out bowling.
And that's Paul Macbeth's point, though.
Yeah.
It's like, that's why you don't see him out making that freaking content on YouTube and doing that kind of dumb stuff.
Right.
Is because he's not trying to go out there and throw his freaking
He's also
elbow out.
33, and I feel it. I get it. I'm 33 too, and
I'm 30.
I wake up just in pain.
The
Just so
sciatica
much
is
pain.
real.
Yeah.
And like they were saying on Jomez, is like Paul Macbeth kind of did it to himself. If you go out there and throw 1050, it's like now everybody's expecting you to throw 1050 every single time you're out on the course. It's
Yeah.
like that's not realistic, honestly.
Yeah,
I mean,
people
you have
still
your off
expect
days.
a 2015 Macbeth when he never took less than third all year and won all the majors. It's like
Yeah.
it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, the guy's
It's
aging.
like his time for like distance showmanship type stuff was like 2008, 2009 when he won the World Distance Championship.
Yeah.
He been there, did that. He's like, all right, cool. Now I'm just trying to win as many freaking championships as I
See,
can.
that's what's weird. Like I'm such a big Paul Macbeth fan. Like
Shout out.
was
I'm
ridiculous.
not, but I
like-
think he's a great player. And that's like he's a great player.
But
So-
I was watching PCS and I was rooting for Kelvin. I
Right.
don't know what's going on because I wish Kelvin would just go over to Discraft because he's not getting paid enough.
No, they
no,
backed
he
up the truck for
definitely
him.
is
Okay.
getting paid
Is he?
more
Yeah.
than plenty.
Okay.
They had
Cool.
to drop a bunch of players from Innova so that they could
Good.
pay for Kelvin.
He deserves it. He's the number one player, by far deserves it.
Like he
Kelvin-
just signed a 5-year extension. Like
Yeah.
that's money.
yeah. Well,
getting paid.
he's carrying the company on his back, so like
Yeah.
he should.
I mean,
obviously,
basically, you're not wrong. As far as competitive like lead cards go, it's Calvin. Who else is really there?
every single time.
Yeah. Yeah, wait for it. Bradley Williams in Europe, but
I mean, that's about it. Bradley Williams.
that's about it. Bradley Williams on the preserve last year.
I mean,
that did a little
It's
bit.
more,
Sexton
and that's the
Firebird
thing is you can
sell for a
tell.
lot,
That's where you
but-
can see it generationally a little bit is because a good majority of named Innova players that we know, like just from hearing the name,
Mhm.
are all winning Masters championships.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, Owen Scoggins,
Philo.
Jeremy Colling's not in the conversation, but he does commentary.
I mean, he
so
did all
Jeremy
right at
Colling-
PCS. He did
yeah,
all right. Him and Ulibarri, which honestly, like they usually don't place very well. but
Yeah.
they were both actually kind of up there in contention. Well,
not in
they were
contention,
up
but they
there.
were
Yeah,
up
they
there.
were up
Yeah,
there. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
Hitting cash.
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But like you're not seeing Colling on lead cards. You know, you're not
Yeah.
you're not
Not
going.
anymore.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
you're not seeing Colling throw a disc and going, "What was that disc? I need to buy it." It's all Calvin.
See, but that's the yes, but that's the thing though is like I don't think it's not anything that has to do with like Coling not being able to throw the same amount of the younger guys, because when you see those Joe Mess practice rounds, bro,
it's his consistency now though. That's
exactly.
all it
He
comes
is
down
so
to.
inconsistent, but he can sling a disc dang near 650
He can still
feet.
sling a disc, and it helps that
Nobody's
he's like
business.
6'7" or whatever
Six,
he is.
yeah, 6'7", 6'8".
He's got all that snap.
Yeah, that helps. But like, yeah, he was the shit when he was younger, and that's okay. He's older. He's had back problems in the past.
It's like somebody we know.
Me.
No.
No.
We won't say that on the air, but no.
Yeah. But yeah, he's had back problems. Like he was laid up in bed with back problems. So like,
Plus being that tall already gives you
and
back
he's like
problems.
36.
Yeah.
You know, time will catch up to you.
Yep.
You know? So it's like it's all Calvin right now. And Calvin is close to being number one if he's not number one in some of the power rankings. I don't know.
Not anymore.
He's not?
I don't
Man,
think so. He might have.
Who took number one?
Ricky probably, because he was up there even when he was injured, and then he won a tournament, and now he's probably up there again.
Gross.
I have an issue with some of the power rankings.
No, I agree.
What's going on with that?
It's not even just because I'm not a Ricky fan. Like if he was winning tournaments and he was number one, I'd be like, sure. But if you're not even competing and you're somehow still number one,
Yeah.
I think the standard for it's. I don't think the standard for ranking it for wins is the problem. I think the standard for ranking it for not playing versus losing is the problem. There needs to be a better grading differential versus like, okay, somebody not playing is still somebody not winning, but they're not losing either. So they should be deducted some version of points or like marked down for the fact that they're not playing.
it's kind of like,
But it shouldn't be as much. It shouldn't be as much as if they were losing.
right.
And they also shouldn't just be stagnant in where they are because they're not playing.
It's kind of like ratings. Like if I got to 1020 rated,
Calvin
and then
Heimberg is number one.
Yeah, okay.
Calvin, Ricky, Paul, Eagle, Gannon, James Proctor at 6.
Well deserved.
Simon Lizotte at 7. Isaac Robinson at 8. Nicholas Antela at 9. And Chris Dickerson at 10.
How is Chris Dickerson at 10?
This is the UDisc MPO.
Yeah,
ranking.
UDisc has some issues with their rankings. I don't like it so much.
Did you say Isaac Robinson in there?
9, right?
9?
8.
8.
Nicholas
Well,
Antela.
He
it
did
looks
win a
like-
major.
It looks like in the matchup over here, Isaac Robinson lost actually he beat Nicholas Antela here. So I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Nicholas
sense.
Antela on this chart dropped 1. Isaac Robinson technically dropped 2.
And, I mean, Isaac does have a major win this season.
James
Yeah,
Proctor has
Isaac's
gone
been
up 4
killing
spots.
it.
Was that?
James Proctor just keeps going up.
Well, yeah, he just keeps almost winning.
Kristen
Kristen
Tatar obviously at 1 in FPO.
It happens. Same thing with
Katrina Allen
Goose.
at 2 in FPO. Missy Gannon at 3 in FPO.
Missy Gannon's been having a sneaky good season.
Haley King at 4. Owen Scoggins at 5.
I'm a huge Haley King fan.
Paige Pierce at 6. Holland Hanley 7. Natalie Ryan at 8. Kat Murch at 9. And Sayananda at 10. And we're just going to keep moving right along.
Yeah, Sayananda at 10 when she won 1 Silver Series.
She's won more than 1 Silver Series, I thought.
I think
Oh,
she's
she won
only
a
won
Silver
1
Series.
Silver Series. And that was, I mean, she did beat Kristen Tatar at that Silver Series, so that's got to be worth something. But I don't know what her finishes have been, but I haven't heard her name in the mix.
I know she just won an A tier.
It
I know that
kinda
doesn't
bums-
much matter, but I know she's like winning.
Yeah.
Kind of bums me out that you see guys like Goose or like AB or Adam Hammis that are all like there, but then they choke right at the end, and it's
Yeah.
like, why can't
That's what I was just
why
gonna
can't
say.
my
Yeah.
Discraft boys just
I'll
take
name
it, bro?
I'll name the 3 problems off rip with those 3 people right now.
The choke artist.
Well, just like Goose, choke artist.
Yeah.
His decision making in the moments of pressure becomes questionable, and it's happened every time.
Happened at Worlds.
But he
Gannon-
came
or,
so
excuse
close
me,
at
Anthony
Worlds,
Barella?
so close.
Anthony Barella can't putt to save his life.
When pressure's on, he cannot put.
He can't putt. He could throw a disc a country mile, but he cannot putt to save his life. And who was the other one that you named? Adam Hammis. Adam Hammis is always going to be in the unforeseen shadow of Paul Macbeth. always. And he himself
He
will
did win
not
MVP.
He won the MVP, bro. But what I'm saying is he's not been able to like get past that like 1 win per season type thing.
But he's
And it's because
so good.
he got into Discraft when Paul Macbeth was at the peak point of stardom in disc golf.
Yeah.
And because of that, Adam Hammis, and I don't think it's what anybody we outside have done, I think he in his own brain has like put this mental barrier up to think like, I'm never going to be as good as Paul Macbeth.
Some of it I think has to do with his form as well. He's got that real weird swinging backhand.
That forehand
And
makes
that
me uncomfortable.
forehand
too.
run up is
But
awkward.
God,
Questionable.
Yeah.
it's so
It's so many moving parts.
he can generate so much power from it though. So I don't know.
That's kind
I
of
can't
like, though,
question
that's
it.
kind of like, what's his name, though? And that dude can freaking sling a disc.
Yeah,
You know,
that
he's
guy.
this,
I know all about that guy.
Vino Makala.
Uh,
He has like really weird
Yeah.
mechanics to his
Yeah.
throws, like a lot of moving parts,
Fair.
like even his standstill. He
But he-
overthrew the basket by 30 feet at President's Cup today from a standstill on hole 1.
I believe it, but also he's not winning anything.
No.
In the States, at least. I don't
Correct.
know about
He's
Europe.
like, they were kind of talking about it in commentary. He's like kind of a
Big deal,
celebrity
yeah.
over there. So like, whatever.
But
he beat Chris Dickerson, right?
yeah, probably.
He did.
Dickerson needs to go back to Prodigy. I hate to say it.
I don't think he should go to Prodigy.
No, a superior plastic. 100%.
Dickerson was winning, not only winning, but also winning majors with Prodigy Plastic, and he moves to Discraft, and now he can't
Yeah,
win anything.
I
Did
think
was the
he-
last thing he won was like Champions Cup last year? Maybe.
But he's also won USDGC.
I'm going to say this
Yeah.
because we're witnessing the birth of who I think might be like one of the next big stars in Gavin Babcock.
Really? Babcock?
Dude,
Yeah,
even Gannon Burrow flat out say that this season alone,
I like
he's
Gavin.
going out there and throwing like 100 more feet than he ever has before with way less effort than he ever has before because he's put so much work and so much effort
Discmania boy.
into learning his new bag and trying to dial that in. Put it to you this way, say whatever you want about Superior Plastic. Discmania as a standalone company will always make premium plastic. Always.
Yeah, I mean, they do. Isn't it just Lat 64 plastic now?
No. Ever since they beep, beep. Ever since they did their own thing.
Ever since they boop.
Beep, beep, beep. As J-Mo would say, skiddly boop. They do all of their own stuff in-house. Same for when MVP left.
They use Lat 64's machines.
No.
They
So
don't use
how the hell
anything at all.
did they say that they like got help from Lat 64?
Because when they
Aren't they, like, right across
originally
the street?
when they originally
neighbor.
left Innova, they did not have their own molding machines.
Right.
So Lat 64, when they originally left, assisted and allowed Discmania
okay.
to use their molding machines and their
But
equipment.
they have their own molding machines now.
And within the last 2 or 3 years, since we've seen all this massive production from Discmania,
Right.
it's because now they're doing it all in-house, all of their own molding.
With their Italian blend.
Exactly. They're Italian blended plastics, which, and no
really-
joke, they're really like C-line plastic, in my opinion, is like champion equivalent, the best out there for me.
Right.
Speaking of MVP, I wish we seen more of Raven Newstrom, honestly, because
Oh,
I
Raven
think-
Newsom. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you got to play good.
Because well, I mean, I would trade anybody's putt for his putt.
That's
He got
true.
foreshadowed like a mofo when James Conrad won those
Oh
championships.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
And then now you have Simon, and then everyone's like, Raven who?
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, but he's still a very good personality. Like seeing him on camera, like when he like will make a putt and then you turn back to the cameras and like finger gun or whatever.
That DFX site that you bought, that shout out dfxdisc.com. I would we'll talk about that later. Anyway, they did like a live signing with Raven Newsom like a couple of weeks ago where
Oh,
like
really?
if you went on and ordered something from their site between this like 2 hours, like he would sign
sign
and
it.
send like some extra merch and stuff, which was kind of cool.
That is
Super
cool.
personable guy. There's a lot of those in disc golf though. That's the problem.
Do you guys remember?
Like Parker Welker, whatever.
Super nice,
Parker
like
Welk?
super,
Yeah.
Parker
super
Welk, yeah.
cool guy, like
Yeah,
super
Silas
likable
Schultz.
guy, super likable guy.
Yeah.
There's so many super likable people in disc golf, and that's the problem.
That is the problem.
It's
I
not-
want to hate you.
No, it's not that. I
We
just
need
meant
more
like
Nikos.
you can't just be likable. Like
Yeah.
like you say all the time, you got to have that dog side.
You gotta
in
have that
bro.
dog
You
in
got to
you.
be able to flip that switch and be like, yeah, I do hate all these people. In this moment right now,
Yeah.
I hate every single one of these people.
Right.
And I want to come out here and make them absolutely miserable and win and not care about it.
Right.
You got to have that switch.
Killer
And
instinct.
being too much of a nice guy, you don't have that switch.
Yeah.
Speaking of MVP, do you remember MVP's team probably like 6-7 years ago?
No, because I didn't know what disc golf was 6 or 7 years ago.
Got
To be admittingly
It's
honest.
also not really.
So look up. You don't have to look it up right now, but go on. It's actually probably on one of the, like a compilation of the best ace. It was an MVP player named another Silas, but not Silas Schultz or anything like that. I can't remember his name. Bigger guy, like, I mean, he was overweight. I'm saying he was an overweight guy. It's no secret. I mean, I'm sure he would say it, but it was at
Harr, Silas Harr,
Did you throw like overhand ace?
Haarer. That's the first person that pops up with MVP and any sort of
Look up
Silas name.
Silas Tomahawk Ace, because it was on Jomez coverage back in like 2017 or something like that.
Yeah.
And
I was like just discovering disc golf at that point.
but yeah, like that was MVP's team. It was a bunch of like who, not many people were even. He got on league card, I think, or maybe he was on a featured card because it was an MVP event.
I'm not seeing it anywhere.
That's all right. I'm pretty sure his name was Silas something, but
I mean, like I said, I found that Silas Harr.
it definitely
I don't know.
wasn't that.
That's a month ago, so probably not him.
What you got for picks, bud?
Oh yeah, we gotta.
Yeah, especially at 56 minutes.
We keep ducking in.
Real quick.
Right.
Are we just doing top three, or are we doing just who we
Just
think is
top
gonna
three.
win?
Let's do top three. Let's start the point system from square one. Now that we got the producer on board, how about that?
Okay, that works.
Point system is scratched.
We're
Boards erased.
doing top three.
Top three, and now we'll skip the wild card for now.
Yeah. Paul Macbeth won. Like I said, he went McBeast at PCS. He's been playing in Europe. It's not a bomber course. It's a how you land your disc type of course. I think I will go. Eagle McMahon 2. And I will go Nicholas Antala 3.
I like that.
I just think that makes the most sense. In today's day and age, how about you?
Going Ricky Wazaki 1.
You think
Gross.
Ricky's going to break the major drought he's been in since 2017?
He looked real good.
Okay.
He's healthy. He's the healthiest he's
He is the
admittingly
healthiest he's
saying
been in a while.
He's the healthiest he's been all season. So I'm picking Ricky Wazaki 1, regardless of whether or not Travis hates it.
Gross.
I'm gonna go Paul Macbeth 2
That's better.
and Vino Makala at 3.
You're gonna go Vino.
And the reason I say this, I almost put Vino ahead of Paul Macbeth because in stroke play, Paul Macbeth was dead last on his card.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Like
Just-
Nicholas Antala and Vino Makala both were ahead of him in the stroke play portion of that round one. So I think it's all just going to be, like you said, that's a course where you got to pick your shot and pick
Yeah.
your placement of where you want your disc to land, not so much of where you need to send it through the air as many feet as possible.
you're like, oh, I needed to land there, but I need to land flat, so I needed to throw like this.
My
and-
concern, and this is a valid concern for Paul Macbeth, is that today at the President's Cup, during the round, like he went out of his way to talk to Brian Earhart during coverage about it, to say in the middle of his round today, one of his go-to discs, I think it might have been a Force,
Okay.
his go-to disc that he's been using for backhand and forehand all season. He picked it up after he threw it during a round, and as soon as he picked it up, he was like, this disc is done, and tossed it and was done with the disc, and then was visibly pissed off and upset for the next several holes after the fact, because that's a disc that he has relied on heavily
I'm confused.
all season.
So he threw it and didn't like how it flew, so he's like, this disc is done?
He threw it one time and it flipped over on him. And because he said, he was telling Brian Earhart it had hit pavement and like a whole half side of the disc was scuffed up.
Got too flippy.
So it got too flippy, and he was like visibly upset about it because it had been a disc that he had been relying on for months in his game, especially over there in Europe. Not having that and also not easily replaceable, being so many thousands of miles away. I mean,
I'm sure he has
extras out the
replacements, yeah.
asshole, but like it would be the same as if it would be the same as if like you like that TI buzz. Like if just all of a sudden you didn't have that in the middle of your round, knowing it was something you heavily relied on, it may throw your game off. It's going to make you rethink your strategy of how you've played the last several times that you've played here, and that may not percentages go down.
Right.
Just throw a zone.
I will hope that he goes and like field tests some different forces and tries to find one close that he can.
Yeah, I'm not going to confirm it was a force, but I know for a fact,
or
like,
whatever it is. Yeah.
He went out of his way in the middle of the President's Cup today to like be mentioning it to Brian Earhart.
Right.
Like, this is what happened. This is why I'm upset.
Well, yeah,
I got to figure it out.
We'll see. I still think he's probably in the best
Ricky,
form going into
Paul, Vino. Those are my picks.
it. All right. What about you,
Is
Travis?
there like, are we doing dark horses or
No,
Not
dark
this
horse
round.
today.
Not this round.
All right. All right. Kelvin,
Okay.
because
Like poop
the
today, to
guy's
be honest with you.
reliable.
Yeah, and he needs a major.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looked like poop today.
Yeah.
It's also
Day by day.
it's an exhibition match too.
Oh, exactly.
You know?
I mean, like, we both looked great out there yesterday. We can go out there right now and probably not look
Yeah.
any bit as good as how we looked
Exactly.
yesterday. Like, I ended 5 down.
I forgot
Like,
to mention.
I'm going to take that.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention earlier, Corey Ellis. Like, he's another
Is
one.
he overseas?
Kind of.
He's not
I
overseas.
was going to say, I don't think he's overseas.
It looks like he's. So I went to the win probability here just to kind of like give myself decent
he's
chance
using
of winning.
cheats.
Just a cheat.
Cheat codes.
Just a cheat.
Wait, who's has the highest win probability
What
right
do you
now?
think?
Paul Macbeth.
Yes,
Okay.
boy. Yes, boy. Because Superior Plastic. And then Ricky.
So what's your picks? What you got?
Okay.
We're coming up on time pretty quickly.
Let me God, it's gotta be Kelvin.
Maybe superior past.
Let's
like,
say
in
Paul
Europe.
because always.
Calvin Paul.
MVP Nation, baby.
Isaac Robinson because again, I think that whole group of people
Wait, is
might
Isaac
be,
overseas?
Yes.
Is he?
He
Is
played
he?
the President's Cup
Oh,
today.
did he? I didn't want to watch it.
Yeah, oh yeah. I think that whole group might be on steroids. I'm gonna reiterate because it's kind of ridiculous that everybody in that group throws a fucking mile. So.
It's not like the Disc Golf Pro Tour tests.
They don't test
human
for 'em,
growth
so
Don't
hormones.
test for Gannon Burr.
Just Team Winstrol. All right. Well, with that said, that's it. That's it for us.
Picks, we'll recap next
All
week.
right.
We appreciate everybody from joining us. Check us out on all the socials.
Right there on the screen.
Leaner Pod, Instagram, Facebook.com/LeanerPod.
Twitter.com @LeanerPod.
Get it all. Find
Get
us
it all.
there. Check it out on the YouTubes.
Check it out
Leave us some
on
feedback. We'd love to
Spotify,
know,
Apple
how we can
Podcasts.
make the show better, give you guys some awesome stuff in the future. So
Yeah.
appreciate you for stopping. See you.